Good morning.
How are we today? Good. So nice to feel your energy. So nice to feel a part of this that we are calling awakening. That when we come together in such times, that we begin to, through the experience of it, we recognize that we're sharing in the experience and that somehow or another we're on a very similar page, if not the same page, just reading a different sentence. So, nice to be together with you in this experience. We're talking about ascension here. Ascension to me is what is happening. We are gradually waking up, and as we wake up, we're starting to recognize more of who we are, even if it's on a level where you can't quite find the words to adequately express it. You still are experiencing it, therefore there's that part of you that says, yes, this is happening. It's funny because sometimes what occurs in life is the other end of the experience shows us things about what's happening to get us to there. And what I'm making reference to right now are experiences that many, many different people are having, and they're getting recorded. And in the recording, it's as if a whole new language is unfolding. And it's the language of the heart. But the people that are having these experiences are almost dying to have this clarity and this language to communicate actually evolve. If you've ever had a near-death experience, you know how it does change your opinion of life. It causes you to look at life in a very different way. I was reflecting on this today while I was out for my morning walk, and it dawned on me, my God, I had mine 50 years ago. That's a half a century, folks. And from then to now, it has continued to have its repeating positive effect upon me. We don't always get to choose consciously what brings us to this, but it will be through the conscious experience that we begin to open up in it. Imagine for a moment now that here you are living your life, and in the process you're discovering how it is that you can focus your thoughts on what you want or where you want to go, and that if you continue to hone in on that and get really focused, that you're going to move toward that experience, so when it happens, it confirms to you that you are a bona fide, verified creator. But that you don't create by abracadabra. You're learning to trust yourself and apply yourself with the tools you have available. I wasn't born with a magic wand, were you? Jeez. I like bunnies, but I was never able to get one to jump out of a hat. Well, let's look for a moment so far as the language that I'm speaking of here and how it may in some ways relate to your ascension and what's going on. There are three main experiences that many people with near-death experiences bring forward. There's an instant feeling of comfort and love that a person experiences after moving their consciousness out of their body that takes all of their fear of dying away. Now, the fear of death is a programmed insert. It has nothing to do with the actual experience, because all it is just simply moving out of this light form this light body and revealing ourselves as the light beings we are. Now, people who have had near-death experiences have remembered this. The experience causes them to remember, hey, I am an eternal being. I have no need for fear of death. What I'm here for is other than walking around in fear and trepidation. The second thing is that this really has a tendency to get your attention. You have a life review. Now, a life review when you've had a near-death experience is usually pretty quick. Ding, 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 ding. And certain things may be even highlighted to where not only do you get the review of what you have actually lived, but you get the effect that it had upon others, that you then have the whole picture coming together. To where instead of just living your life on the basis of me, I want what I want anytime I want, you start realizing, well, everything I do has an effect. It has an effect upon others. And you start, from that level, recognizing the connectedness that exists with us all the time, regardless of whether we're consciously aware of it or not. So you may in yourself find from this that you are starting to have a greater appreciation upon the effect that you have on others. You may so also be awakening to a place of seeing, I'm connected somehow or another. And if I pay attention to that, it will begin to dawn upon me more and more. Because it's a fact that a part of Ascension also includes that what you focus upon with clear intent is going to come to you, and come to you much faster and much surer than if you're here and there with it off and on, sometimes in, sometimes out. The other point is that there's a realization upon returning to this life that most people draw their energy from material things and others, as if you're dependent upon them. But when you have a near-death experience, it's as if you begin to realize, I am inseparably connected to Source. Every bit of energy that I ever need, I have access to, if I consciously can recognize it and then simply open myself up to it. I don't have to look in terms of dependency upon others. I can be an absolute joy to be around, loving to be around, without it being something that I'm doing something to get something. Ascension I think is misunderstood or misread, and that's because we've heard of it in such direct linear considerations that all of a sudden you are ascended, and in your ascension you have all knowing, all seeing, all hearing, and you still got to go to the bathroom. What's wrong with this? You know, we're right where we're meant to be. And sometimes I think we get things a little backwards and we can't appreciate who we are and what we're living and what we're doing and the effect that it's having. So sometimes these little dynamic inserts that come along and cause us to stop and to look at our lives and to begin to consider what we're doing in the living, the effect that it's having upon others, and how you are inseparably connected to all, can have a really wonderful effect upon you if you'll just start giving yourself a chance with it. See, this is about you learning to trust yourself and to go ahead and live your trust. And in the doing, you're going to find that you move out of the old you. You set it aside. And you start experimenting with the new you. You start allowing yourself to get comfortable with being loving. To get comfortable with being easy. To get comfortable with being jazzed and excited about living life. And you get comfortable with not knowing where it's going to come from and how it's going to show up. But rather you put yourself in a place of saying, all right, I'm here, and I came here to live something. The more I live in close proximity to what I believe is my becoming, the more I'm going to experience that I can truly trust myself. I can trust life, and I can trust its processes, knowing full well that I am, and I am, in my being, experiencing this segment called my life. Let yourself get a feel for this. You're valuable. You're important. Life knows you, and life is for you. Thank you. For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.